Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. Hope you're doing well. Hope your summer is going well. I'm sure it's going quickly. That seems to be the consensus, is that this summer is just whooshing by, and mine is no different. I can't believe we're already more than halfway through July. We've been busy here. I have been stitching. I haven't been finishing. I have one thing to show, but I had finished it a bit ago. It finally cooled off. Today you're not listening to the fan, you're listening to the rain. We're having a rainy day today. We haven't had one like this in a while, so great, we'll take it, but I have the windows open, so it's raining. I was trying to get a little more light in here because we're filming in the cave today because no light. So we have the last couple weeks since I talked to you. I kind of filmed early because it would just match up better with things. We went back to Vermont to pick up my son. He was at a video game programming summer course at Champlain College. So he went, it was 12 days. We dropped him off, we came home, we went over, we picked him up. That's a long ride. It's about 5 hours. I love Vermont. I went to school in Vermont, I went to college in Vermont. There's no east-west highway in Maine. So you either go all the way down to New Hampshire, up through Manchester and highway it. We've done that. This time we went back roads. I always used to go back roads because from where I grew up to there, that was the easiest. It's windy, it's curvy, it's bumpy. One whole section in Plainville, Vermont had no tar because they were rebuilding the road. So it was just, we back roaded it. It's gorgeous, beautiful ride through the White Mountains in New Hampshire. It's a long ride, especially twice in 2 weeks, there and then back. My mother-in-law went with us the second time. She came in, we kind of timed it so that she could come in, go with us, pick him up, kind of see what he'd been doing, and then drive back. So she just left this morning at the crack of dawn, pre-dawn. I think they left here at 4 a.m. to head back to the airport. Surprisingly, they did not wake me up leaving, and my husband did not wake me up coming back. So that was nice. Other than that, I was hoping when my son was gone that I might get some finishing in. It was too hot. It was too hot. I had to be in the air-conditioned room. I had some cleaning projects to do to get ready for my mother-in-law's visit, so I got those done. It was just too hot. And it finally, over the weekend, I think it broke. So hopefully it stays this way for a little bit because we need a break. That's it. You're all filled in. What do we have next? Camp with my sister and my parents and my sister's family. And then August is calmer. So that's nice. So let's jump in. While my mother-in-law was here, she is not a stitcher. She's not interested in that at all. But she does love a good craft project. So while she was here, I thought, oh, you know what would be good? Because my son is gone, we can spread out. I had bought a couple of things from Paisley's and Polka Dots, and I hadn't painted them up yet. I'm just putting her, I want to make sure I put a link. So I hadn't painted them up yet, and I thought this will be perfect. So we got everything out, and we did some painting. So the first thing we did was this stand. I don't know the name of this, but I can link it. And I decided to do the crackle finish. If I change my mind, I can always just go over it with white, like if the crackle is too much. Now you mount your piece here, so none of this will even get seen because it will go there. This was the larger size, and I didn't paint the back. I probably should, and I may get to that, but we just did and then glued it all together. So this one is ready for a piece. I don't think I have anything, I'll have to measure. I don't think I have anything just that size yet, but I had bought that piece specifically thinking it's extremely versatile, right? It's got a nice square opening. I can put lots of stuff in there. Excuse me. The other thing I had got, I started a while ago and haven't gotten back to it, the Counting Puddles watermelon crawl. It's the ants with the watermelon. And then Julie at Paisley's and Polka Dots put these out for summer. And they're ants with watermelons. So they're gonna go with that piece once I finish it. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. And these are all layers, right? It's layers and layers to kind of give it that shape. Ours are not perfect, but they're good enough. They come with the paper for the watermelon. Even the ant has paper on it with a design. I might have just painted the ant. It was a little tricky to put together, but super cute. So we got those done. And then the one fully finished I have to show is Threadwork Primitives Uncle Sam. So Threadwork Primitives has a whole line of these, and I had picked this one up thinking it might be something I would do for the Smalls Exchange at Stitch Maine. Didn't happen. Then, and again, I don't have my phone. I wish I had my phone. Whilst Iris Naps on Instagram shared a picture of a Prairie Schooler Santa that they finished on a vintage spool. And I think they stitched it on a 20 count to get it to fit. And it was so cute. And it sent me spiraling on a search for vintage spools. And I found some. And the ones I found are taller. And then I had to go on the search for what am I going to put on this spool, because the Prairie Schooler Santa wouldn't, I wanted something that wouldn't get cut off around the sides. This is the perfect size. So this is, let me see if the stitch count's in there. It was perfect. 31 wide by 77 high. So on a 16 or a 32, that made it 1 7/8 wide and 4 3/4 high. And I'm pretty sure on my spool, I had 5 inches to play with. And here he is. Eee, he came out so good. So, because I want to reuse this spool for other things, I sewed buttons on. If I were not, I probably would have just stitched it on. And then this is just wrapped around so I can unwrap it, pop them right off. So I laced them on there. I kind of folded the edges in and just did a stitch, kind of prim, right? He's prim, just to tack it down. And there he is, and he's so cute. I used floss from Stash, just what I had, kind of kicking around, red, white, and blue. He's perfect, he's perfect. There are more of these in my future. And the next one I will do a tutorial. I have other charts I'll show you in just a second. So, but he's just so cute. So the other charts I have that I'm going to do, I have the Uncle Sam already. Then, and I think I showed you last video, I had gotten Be Warm, this snowman. Although I might leave the words out. I might just fill him in and then he'd just be a snowman. And this one, which I adore, Primitive Crow. And they're all the same stitch count. So on a 16 or 32 on this spool, they were perfection. So the spool, I Googled around, Etsy'd around, and I found these spools from a company called, I think it's called Milling Around Maine. I will link them. And these are vintage spools out of a mill in Massachusetts. I don't know how many more he has left. He does have more left. They were a set of 2 for $8 plus shipping. I didn't think that price was bad at all. Teresa of the Crafty Grimalkin does have some in stock. I didn't check with her this morning, but she had ordered some from him to have in stock. So if he is out, or you want to check with Teresa if you're localish and go in there and pick things up, she said she would ship too though. I don't know what she's gonna charge for hers because, right, she had to pay the shipping to get them in, and I'm sure shipping on a bunch of them was more than just shipping on 2. So there he is, Uncle Sam. So I will, like I said, when I get the next one done, yes, I will do a tutorial. Here, I'll just open them up and show you. See, I'm just gonna unwind this. And I've already kind of, oh, maybe I'd do that different, or maybe I'd do this different. There's nothing special about this. There's nothing special. And like I said, I have a couple other ideas for how I might tweak it a little. So that is my one fully finish. I have two finished things. I got a lot of stitching done in the car, and a lot of people said, I'm so jealous, I wish I could stitch in the car. Doesn't bother me. If the road is smooth, I can go to town. These roads were not smooth, so it was slow. But I managed to finish Nibblers from Pedal Pusher. This one was great because the little berries were small, so if stitches didn't look great, they weren't as noticeable. I stitched mine on 16 count Arial from Picture This Plus. I also can only do Ada in the car. So this is a light blue, it might not show that well. Now I'm gonna hold this up there. I checked this. I checked every berry. Berry, topper, seeds. Berry, topper, seeds. Did I miss any? Because last time I did one of these, I missed a lot. So from what I could tell, things were done. I had to just check one of the mouse ears. From what I could tell, things are done. But I'm gonna hold this up there. And you guys have better eyes than I do. So if I missed one, let me know. I have the board that it goes on. I haven't painted it. It wasn't pulled out, or I would have painted it when I painted everything else. So this is on the list to get finished. It will probably be August. So if I missed one, I can have time to finish it. And then the other piece I finished was my son's Christmas ornament. And this is by, oh shoot, Cross Stitch Buddy on Etsy. Yeah, it's done. I love the font. Like, it was just fun. It was a fun stitch. So that's all done. It will be kind of a bigger ornament, but that's fine. This is on a 16 count Ada. I don't really know what it is. It's like the super palest of blue-gray. Okay, so this is in my Whippakeepa from Stephanie the New England Stitcher. Also in here, because I was working on this in the car. We went to the Shelburne Museum in Vermont with my mother-in-law, and I picked up, they had these really pretty stamped glass. I'm gonna make Christmas ornaments out of them. They even went in the back for me to see about seasonal ones. And then they had stuff from an embroidery guild. They actually had like a Lizzie Kate sled, those little sleds, in the gift shop. It's from the EGA. So this is a large pin. And it's felt and embroidery, it's gorgeous. And do you know what I thought of when I bought this? Do you know why I bought this? Any guesses? Any guesses? If you guessed strawberry topper, you're correct. So this is not big enough on its own, but when I put the scalloped part on, I'm gonna stitch this down. It's gonna be super cute. And doesn't look too bad. If you know basic embroidery skills, like, you could do that. I don't, but you could. So that's what I stitched, except whips. And the whips are Atlantic Shores, which you've kind of been seeing every time, and Halloween pieces. So Atlantic Shores is from Pigeon Coop Designs, and this is the one that I've kind of made my coffee stitch, my summer coffee stitch. So it's Atlantic Shores. Quite a bit on this. I just love stitching this piece. I don't know what it is. It's just relaxing. I don't know if it's because I just do, like, it's like typewriter stitching right now. It will get not that way, but right now it's just typewriter stitching, and it's so enjoyable. And that's where I'm at. I think I was on this wave last time, right? Like, I extended the tree up. I've still got to fill in right here. I noticed I forgot. And I extended this up so that now I can typewriter in this section and then move up. I am thinking when I get to the top of the tree, up here, I might start in just with some of these clouds, because I can count off this point, because compared to everything else with the designs, right? This is really just fill in. So I'll have to, it won't be as exciting. I'm not a fill-in stitcher, so it won't be as exciting. And I'm stitching that one on 28 count white Lugana. There are some 3/4 stitches around those waves, but not anything to make it outrageous. I've been working on the Happy Halloween stitch along from Historical Sampler Company. The second part came out yesterday. So the first part, it's like half a cauldron here, which there's a mistake over there, but it's fine. I finished these guys. So the second part was, it's this stuff from the cat over, finishing this, and then there's a full section here with witch legs, and a little half section, which looks to be a spider web. And the border, I could do that. I just started this yesterday. It just came out yesterday. So this one I'm stitching on 16 count dapple from Picture This Plus. The kit came with like a brown, but I really just love Halloween on gray, as you'll see in a minute. So that one I'm working away, and I'm trying to get that one done by Thursday, because Thursday night should be when the next section of Satsuma Streets comes out. Technically hers releases on Friday, but she tends to put them out Thursday night. So this is Monster House, and it's the Halloween stitch along from Satsuma Street. And this is part 1. I ended up using 14 count Mirage, which is going to look way purpler here than it does in real life. So that's part 1. I love those cats. I love this little waiter guy. So dapper. It's cummerbund. I love the colors. I love it. I love everything. So this piece is on a long skinny. So when I was finding my starting point, I had folded it in half the long way, and then I had left 3-inch margins, so I just came up and then started in the center of the first section. So that one I'm ready to keep going and see who's going to be next. So that will be out Friday. That's kind of it. The only other thing I wanted to mention when I was talking about the historical sampler, these go to Atlantic Shores. I'll just throw them in the laundry basket. I'll figure it out. They are opening up in a little bit. I think either they are already open or it's almost time, but I think it's already open. Pre-orders for their holiday stitch along, which looks to be, and again my phone, very similar format. So if you liked the keep up ability of this one, it's very similar. And I know in the picture they'd shared, like, the block that will kind of be here has these 2 adorable little robins in it. It's on a sage green fabric. So if you're interested in joining in that one, I will be doing that one. They reached out and they're gonna send me the box. But you can get the box, you can get just the PDF and the fabric. You can get just the PDF, like with shipping, if that's an issue. So there are options, and I will list that below. Shopping. A few things came in. How does that happen? The first one, you're probably tired of listening to me talk about this. I'm obsessed with this book. This is Cross Stitch in the Forest. It's by Max Pigeon, who is the designer and owner and everything of Pigeon Coop Designs, who's the one who's doing Atlantic Shores. He sent me an early copy of this book. I've pre-ordered this book. He sent me an early copy of this book to do a giveaway for you guys. So if you're interested in this book, and I will have to say US only for shipping, but US only if you're interested in this book, leave a number 1. This will be number 1 for the giveaways, numerical number 1. I recorded a flip through last week because I know some people, when they've pre-ordered a book, they don't want any spoilers. So I'm not going to show what's in it now. I do have a flip through. It's just the last video if you're interested. I can't wait. I'm planning on an August start from this book, and I think we should do a stitch along. Any chart from the book, because I know a lot of people pre-ordered it. Let's stitch from it. Don't put it on the shelf. Let's stitch from it. We'll have to come up with a sal, like a hashtag. I was thinking like Pigeon Coop Forest sal, Pigeon Coop Forest book sal. We'll come up with a hashtag. In the video where I talked about the book, I had a few questions. A couple people asked about the half stitches and if there are half stitches and quarter stitches. Yes. Not in all the charts, but some of the charts do have them, and he has them to kind of really, like these waves have some 3/4 stitches just to give them that curl. Or in the book, some of the tops of his grass have like a 3/4 stitch, right? So you get a pointed piece of grass. So yes, there are some 3/4, it's mostly 3/4 stitches. Every single model, everything has a model. Every single one is stitched on Aida. So they are Aida doable. You just have to kind of split the fabric when you're doing your half stitch. So it's not terrible. It's not always enjoyable depending on your fabric, but it is doable, and you can see every single stitch in this book is stitched on Aida. I think they're all on a 14 Aida, which makes it just a little easier to kind of get in there. So Max Pigeon, Cross Stitch in the Forest. This comes out July 30th. When we draw the name for the giveaway for the next video, I will likely be sending you my fresh copy that I pre-ordered, because I've been manhandling this one. So it will be in by the time I need it, and I'll just keep it nice and pristine for you. So good, so good, I love it. Also, he only uses DMC. So every chart in there is stitched in DMC, and the colors are fantastic. Now, other purchases. Because I knew that book was coming, right? I pre-ordered that book in February. I know a lot of Max's charts, not all of them, but a lot of them are on like white or off-white, antique white, and when I'm stitching on white or antique white, I personally prefer to use Lugana because the white Aida to me is very stiff and crunchy, and I like really soft, so that's just my preference. So I had to order some so I'd be ready to go. So I didn't bring that down to show. It's white Lugana. But with the white Lugana, I did get this. This is Fiber on a Whim Ocean Blue Lugana. I got this from 123. I was watching Robin of Lady Robins. She is stitching the Satsuma Street Forest stitch along from last year. Winter Woods, on this, on the Lugana, on this fabric, and it looks amazing. I haven't started that yet. I don't know when I will, but now I have the fabric. Seems it was in stock, I went for it. So thank you, Robin. The other thing I picked up that I wanted to try, also based on Flosstube recommendation, is I picked up some DMC Floche. Laura from Stitching on the Shore has been using Floche. I'd never heard of it. It comes in this big old thing. It's supposed to be the equivalent of 2 strands of DMC, and it's supposed to be a little thicker than Sulky. I haven't tried it yet, because you know white stitches don't always look fantastic. It honestly doesn't look like it's going to be the equivalent, but I bought one in the white to try. Laura's been using hers on Fish and Chips from Long Dog, and it's spectacular. But she's also an 18 count stitcher, so yeah, it would cover different on that. The other thing that I had ordered a while ago that just came in was Friend Stitch, which is Heart and Hand and Bent Creek, had done kind of a vault sale where they opened up, they had some extra charts and they offered it to anyone who had attended a Friend Stitch in the past. You could go in and order something that you hadn't gotten. And I hadn't done their fall one. I think it was called Autumn Gathering, and I really loved the main piece, so I ordered that. Which is this. So this is unavailable. And they were selling it as kind of a kit of, this is the charts that were included in that box, and this was the other one. And it had has a little charm. There's some other little charms in the bag that I think go on this one. So those came in. And that's it. Right? So far, I have nothing for the next video, so we'll see how long that lasts. Plans, I just want to keep going with those Halloweens and see if I can keep up with those two. The historical sampler, no problem. I will absolutely have that done by the time Satsuma Street comes out. And then Satsuma Street, that chart was no problem, but some of the releases will have more stitching, so we'll see. I also need to figure out what I want to take to the lake, because I need it to be a very easy to see Ada. The lighting up there is not great in the house. We can stitch on the deck. There's also 6 kids running around, so it's not a high stitching vacation. But I want to have something to work on. So I'll have to look and see, do I have something? Do I need to start something? What do I want it to? Let's move on to giveaways. So we'll start with the last video's giveaways, which we had a bunch. So the first 2 charts are donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. Carla just put a video up and I'm so behind, I haven't even had a chance to watch it. Maybe this week I can catch up. We were visiting and playing games, right? I wasn't upstairs watching Flosstube, so. And I missed Midsummer Stitch, which seemed like everyone had a great time. You'll see me at the Jingle Ball. So, Beach Truck, Mary Jo Shields, and Seasons Summer, Linda Norris. And I always list the names down below, and my email is down below, and you can just email me and tell me what you want and give me your mailing address, and I'll let the Postal Service do its thing. Robin of October House Fiber Arts had sent me some of her new releases to pass on to you guys. So I had 3 copies of Summer Jam, which I put mine up there. They are going to Judy Debolt, Christy Bickett, and Cindy Price. That's those 3. When I mail things, by the way, I take them out of the plastic because they don't fit good in an envelope. And then I fold the plastic in half and tuck it in there with it. Unless you're overseas, and then you don't get the plastic, because my post office gives me a hard time about a puffy envelope. Sewing Sundries. This one's really pretty. Lisa Koenig, Koenig, and Deborah DeLise. And then Faded Flag, is Vicki Kennedy and Mary Gordon. So let me know below, and we'll go from there. All right, for new giveaways, number 1, US only, a non-manhandled copy of this book. I'm taking this one to the library today to make some copies, so you really won't want that one. But I'll give you a fresh one. That's number 1, numerical number 1. The next 2 will be from Carla at Cobweb Corner. I always list Carla's Flosstube and shop. She's getting ready to do some more auctions because her husband's gone for a few weeks. So I know her, she has an auction Wednesday coming up. There was a memorabilia in it with like the beads and the Koenig and everything I saw on her teaser. So keep an eye out for that. Number 2 is Marigold Basket from Calico Confectionery. Carla carries quite a bit of Calico Confectionery in her shop. Number 3 is a $10 gift certificate to Cobweb Corner, so you can choose something that you like. And she does have some PDFs if you're overseas. If you're overseas, you'd want to do the PDF because shipping is outrageous. Another robin, I'm all about the robins lately, had sent me in some charts that she was done with to pass on. So I pulled a couple of those. So number 4 is Strawberry Quilt. She had this, she got the box. She said, I will never stitch this. I own it because I bought the box. So number 4, Strawberry Quilt. And then number 5 is from Puntini Puntini, and it's called Just One More Chapter, and it's from the And Other Lies series. Just one more chapter and other lies that I tell myself. That's my son's motto. That is it. That is it. It will likely be 2 weeks till you see me again. I don't have anything planned for like an in-between. I thought if I did some finishing, I might be able to film a tutorial, but it was too hot. So that didn't happen. And I know it's been hot everywhere. I am by no means alone. So I hope, I'm zipping this back up while I do this. I hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you again when I see you. Like I said, I will do this tutorial. Zip, 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 zip. Good to go. He's a little late for 4th of July, but he's early for next year. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.